See, switching is on. Realizing I've got everyone in the wrong spot. Fixing that real quick. There we go. All right. Let's see here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's your boy, John Harrington here. We got John Regan. Say hey.
Hey.
We got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
And we got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, guys. Man, oh, man. It's going to be a fantastic show tonight. It's Game That Tune, episode 119. And if you're just joining us for the first time, that really doesn't make any sense. But we are the internet's one and only video game music guessing game show. We've each brought 3 songs from a video game. We're going to try and guess the games based on the songs and a little bit of trivia. Goof off, have some fun, talk a bunch of mess. And the winner at the end of the night plays some bonus tunes and picks the theme for the next episode. And who was our winner last week? Raise your hand because I have actually forgotten.
Oh, that was
it was the fantastic Jesse Moore. And Jesse, what's the theme that you chose for this week's episode?
Well, Big Daddy, it was actually fathers, video games. So whether you can play as them, or if they have like a big role in the game, or if they just happen to destroy the universe and make you go clean up after them, whatever
spoilers
that's gonna do.
Dads in video games, they do some shit. They are a varied bunch, and I think we're gonna have a fantastic time talking about some dream daddies in video games. We got a great lineup tonight. We got we each brought a game. We've got a bunch of fan requests that we can possibly use. So Johnny, I think it's just time to get right into it, man. What do you got for game 1?
Game 1.
All right, so this is the first game in this series to originally release outside of Japan, as it was released in the United States on May 15th, 2006, and Japan on May 25th, 2006. Would anyone care for a second piece of trivia hint, or no?
Oh, there he is. Johnny's finally getting back. Gonna try to vamp a little bit. Hey, Johnny! Wow.
Hey,
Would anyone care for a second piece of trivia hint, or no?
Not necessary.
I don't need it.
All right, then let's see some answers. So John Regan has the dreaded multiple question mark, while Jesse and John Harrington have the correct answer of New Super Mario Brothers.
I didn't think that we would ever be able to use this on the show, because playing this game has it's got some of the most distinct music in the Super Mario Brothers series, and I see you have taken the the trickster's path and chosen music that is not in any stages.
It was
which
kind of
I've
tricky.
considered doing a number of times to select this game for the show, and just never felt like doing it. So, welcome to the show, New Super Mario Brothers franchise.
It was kind of hard to find music. It's like, oh god, well, maybe like the world select, maybe some of the menus, and then I remembered that they had like all those additional mini games in that special mode. It's like, oh yeah, I bet I could pull a song or two from there.
Yeah, I thought this was just strictly overworld music because it didn't feature the sound of Koopa Troopas or Goombas dancing or jumping or doing whatever to the rhythm of the music. But yeah, so
it was kind of there was one song that was really catchy. I was like, oh, this is great. I should use this song. And about 20 seconds in, I heard "Ba." It's like, damn it. Well, I can't use that.
Every time, it's I don't know. It's a dead giveaway on a video game music guessing game show. If suddenly a character goes "ba ba," it's a good chance that it's going to be a New Super Mario Brothers game. About 99% chance. I'm trying to think of any other songs that sound like those, and there are none. Which is again why we have not used the series at all so far.
Next week's theme: games where you hear people go "ba ba."
Good luck with that.
You hear that "ba" and it's like 99% guarantee that it's New Super Mario Brothers. And then there's that 1% where it's clearly Doom 2.
Yes. I would love more games that would feature their characters dancing along to whatever rhythm is going on, especially if it makes them stop in place, confusing the platforming or first-person shooting or whatever it is that goes on in these games. So yeah, New Super Mario Brothers, maybe you've heard of it. Kind of a big one.
Moonwalker kind of has that feature.
Does it?
Yeah, because you get the power. You use that one power, and then Michael Jackson dances, and then all the enemies dance with them, and then they explode or whatever.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying if you were just walking through the,
Oh, I see. Okay.
Fucking Smooth Criminal Club, and all the villains, took a second to, like flail their pelvises whenever like the rhythm hit.
I see.
It'd be a lot different. But I get what you're going for. And frankly, more Mario games should feature the Smooth Criminal dance mechanic that makes all the Koopa Troopas and everything jump on the screen, dance, and then die simultaneously.
Agreed.
That should be featured in all kinds of games.
Can we get that like the next Mario game? Carry on from Odyssey of unlockable costumes and dress up Mario. Can he get Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal outfit and it puts like a spotlight on him and he dances to Jump Up Superstar and then everything on the screen dies? Please, can we make that happen?
I don't see anything problematic.
I think we can do that. I think that's something the four of us are perfectly capable of accomplishing. Dear Nintendo.
Yeah. Again,
yes, I am not a crackpot.
Yeah.
Here's some stickers.
P.S. I have not involved in a diddling scandal. But yeah, so David, tell us about new Super Mario Brothers.
Honestly,
what is it?
It's like Super Mario Brothers, but new.
Oh.
And
It's like
honestly,
Coke.
I think the original might still be my favorite one because this is before like the new Super Mario games kind of got run into the ground. They're still fun and they're still enjoyable, but like you know exactly what you're getting into at this point. They're not exactly super fresh. Whereas this was the first like 2D side scroller Mario in 13 or 14 years. So it was like, wow, what a refreshing change of pace. And then they released, another one and another one and another one. It's like, oh, okay, I know what I'm getting and it's good. It's good. Don't get me wrong. But this one just seemed like new and fresh and exciting. And I loved the fact that the first boss in the first world was Bowser, and you throw him into the lava and he dies straight up. And then Bowser Jr. brings him back to life, which is why it fits into the dad theme, because the final boss of this game is a tag team of Bowser and Bowser Jr. coming at you, which I thought was really cool. Again, after he resuscitated Bowser from the dead.
I was gonna say, I can't remember. Is it Bowser Jr. and Dry Bowser at that point, or is it just resuscitated like zombified Bowser?
No, it's normal Bowser. Like you get there and Bowser Jr. has Bowser's bones collected and like throws it into a cauldron, and then regular Bowser pops back up. So it's not like he becomes Dry Bowser and then there's some magic spell and turns into Bowser. No, his bones are lying on the ground. He's fucking dead.
Okay, so it's like the fourth Harry Potter movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Bowser is Voldemort, and Bowser Jr. is oh god, my Harry Potter brain. I don't know, Wormtail. And
I was gonna say, would that make this new
really
Super
doesn't
Mario
check out.
Brothers the Order of the Phoenix?
no, the fourth one was fucking the Goblet of Fire. So
Okay.
yeah,
So-
shame on you, sir, for not being able to connect the Mario and Harry Potter verses.
So is Mario Harry?
Mario
And
is Harry. He's the
Luigi,
man who
Ron.
lived. Luigi, I guess, would be like Robert Pattinson. I'm basing this all on the
Ron?
fourth movie. No. Luigi's, Robert Pattinson. He shows up and he gets killed immediately upon Voldemort's resurrection.
Jeez.
Toad is obviously the Minister of Magic.
Oh my god. Is Yoshi Neville?
Peach would certainly be Mad Eye Moody. It's
Now,
all there.
I don't give a fuck what context it is, but I want there to be a Mario game where Princess Peach has an eye patch.
Yes,
Like, I need
and
this
is
like I
voiced
need
by noted great British actor Brendan Gleeson as Peach. I'll take it. I'll take it any day of the week.
Fun
Does that mean
side
we can
story.
get Brian Blessed for Daisy?
Sure.
Fun side
Just,
story.
more British Mario, please.
Fun side story. That's the first Harry Potter movie that I saw. And
That's a terrible place to start, John.
I had been driving for about 10 hours, and I landed in Crestview, Florida to meet with some friends on our way to New Orleans. And one of them had bought us all tickets ahead of time to see the Harry Potter movie. And I was like, I've never seen any of these. And so I went and I fell asleep during the movie.
Nice.
See, that might actually be a better story than mine, because I read the first Harry Potter book, and then didn't continue on the series, and then saw the third movie first. I was very lost.
Oh boy.
At least it started with the best movie. So,
Yeah.
At least you
There's
knew
that.
everyone's name.
yeah, no, they're not hard to follow, except I don't know 5, 6, 7, 7.5, whichever ones. All of them after 4. It gets complicated after 4. It's no longer a happy-go-lucky wizarding school. It's a happy-go-lucky wizarding school under threat of constant dominion by a murderous evil person. Anyway, New Super Mario Brothers is barely that. So Bowser's Castle, strangely, is the stand-in for Hogwarts. I'm going to drop it.
The Kamek guys, would they be the Dementors?
No, they're actually all Maggie Smith.
Oh, okay.
I like how you're saying New Super Mario Brothers is barely Harry Potter. So continuing the Harry Potter New Super Mario Brothers comparison.
Yes. The Kameks are definitely played by Dame Maggie Smith. That is canon, and I won't hear otherwise.
Paracoopas are the Dementors, or?
Yeah, that checks out.
Okay.
And Hagrid's just a giant wiggler.
No, Hagrid's got to be like the giant, not Loch Ness monster creature that helps you cross the water level that one time.
Yeah.
Forgot about that guy. That if he's canon, that's definitely Hagrid, all right. Anyway, New Super Mario Brothers, ironically, no longer new, now old. And David, I disagree with your hot take that this is the best one. I really do think New Super Mario Brothers.
Hot take.
You don't play it when I disagree with the hot take.
Well, I wasn't saying that it's the best. I was just saying I think it might be my favorite. Like, obviously, New Super Mario Brothers U is better because it's advanced on and everything. But this one, I don't know, something about it is still fresh. I loved the Mega Mushroom. That was new. That was cool. I love that using the Mini Mushroom, you could completely like skip over worlds. It was like a cool twist on the warp thing. I loved the Blue Koopa Shell, which never came back, but that was an awesome power-up.
Don't even remember it.
You could like run and duck into it and then just ricochet off everything like a Koopa shell.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember it. Yeah.
I just really like this game.
Yeah, no, it's a good game to like. But yeah, I prefer New Super Mario Brothers U. I know nobody played it, and I'm sure it's going to come out for Switch here in a couple of minutes. And then it'll be everyone's new favorite. But that game's fantastic. And the only one that I haven't played is New Super Mario Brothers 2, which I know is notoriously disliked. But all the other ones I like. I honestly don't feel like these have been run into the ground. I think I think each one brings something a little fresh. It's all iterations on the same formula, but I think they're all a lot of fun.
I would recommend not playing 2. Again, none of the games are bad, but it is the least not bad of it is the most stale out of all of them.
Right, exactly. But yeah, so it's a good game. Interesting choice for our dad games. I know that it's just like, yes, there's a dad present in the game and it's father-son thing, so there you go. I was trying to think of like other times that Bowser and Bowser Jr. have a little bit more to do. I guess, really Super Mario Sunshine was the debut, so that's always the one I associate with Bowser Jr. But I guess you're right. This one is more of a father-son thing. The question really is, when are we going to meet Mario's son? Or have they dodged that bullet altogether with baby versions of all the characters?
Is Baby Mario not Mario's son? Is Baby Mario not Mario Jr.?
I thought Baby Mario was like Mario from the past or something.
That's what I thought.
It's a time loop thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Nintendo wants us to think about their characters fornicating at all. So, for the babies to be there, I think they're just baby versions of the characters because they don't look like a combination of two characters. They're just baby versions of the characters. Like, who would have been the mother to Mario's child?
Luigi.
Peach.
John's right. That would actually have.
It would be Mama Luigi. Yeah, that's true.
It would have been the most Mario-like child in that case. But yeah, we need Mario as a father. I think that's the next step in the series evolution. Instead of Cappy, have him throw his son around, and it's a 2-player game with Mario and son. I think quite frankly it would work.
We've done Super Mario Galaxy. We've done Super Mario Odyssey. Let's do Super Mario Nursery. The world is ready for it.
Ooh, and it'll all be levels like that Toy Time level in Super Mario Galaxy. The best levels in Super Mario Galaxy.
Luigi's
Mansion.
Mansion.
Be like Yoshi's Island, where you like ride piggyback on Mario's back, and if you get hit, the baby starts floating around, and he wah wah wah, and Mario has to go rescue him and stuff.
I know we all want that Mario Muso game, the Mushroom Kingdom Warrior.
I would love that.
So
game.
we need it to be that, but like Lone Wolf and Cub, where Mario's got a fucking jacked up stroller with a baby in it and a lot of weaponry. Frankly, that practically writes itself, and you get the Wu-Tang tie-in. So it's a home run.
I would love it. I would play that game, especially if you could get like the item from Mario Kart Double Dash that turns into the giant chain chomp that just drags the stroller around.
Yes.
But I'm sorry, John. What do you want?
I want Luigi's Mansion, but instead of a mansion, it's a daycare. Instead of ghosts, it's babies. And you run around vacuuming.
Instead of Luigi, it's Eddie
So you're
Murphy.
just sucking up babies into a vacuum cleaner?
Yes, it's a very shitty daycare.
We could make it, John. We could make it.
I would pay upwards of $10 for that.
Anyway, anything else, David, on New Super Mario Brothers? No longer the newest Super Mario Brothers game.
No, I think we've pretty much covered it by covering everything except New Super Mario Brothers.
There's nothing to say. It's new side-scrolling Mario. You said it. All this is just frosting on the cake. So, Johnny, let's just keep going, man. What do we got?
Game 2.
All right. So the inspiration for this game's controls come from the difficult controls of Jurassic Park Trespasser. All right, who's got some answers?
Oh man, do we?
Let's see them, boys. David, I think your video froze. You're not moving for me. David, I think you may have frozen because I don't hear anything. But
I wrote down Octodad. Let me refresh.
Hold on 1 second.
I thought he was just like super serious.
Let's see here.
We good?
Okay, there we go. Octodad, and John wrote Octodad Traveler, which is great. This is Octodad Dadliest Catch. So, this is a game where you play as an octopus, and you're trying to live your life without people catching on to the fact that you are an octopus pretending to be a man, and you have to go about doing day-to-day mundane tasks like having a barbecue and grilling some burgers, or going to the grocery store and buying groceries. And the goal of the game is to do it without people catching on to the fact that you're actually an octopus. And you do the whole concept of the game are the ridiculous controls, which is that you've got 4 arms or 4 limbs with ragdoll physics, and you control them 2 at a time, and you have to swap between them with a button on your controller. And so you have to kind of try to like grab things off the shelf and not just throw them across the room, except half the time you just throw shit across the room.
I meant to ask, How did this game take inspiration from a Jurassic Park game?
I didn't read past the trivia, so I can't tell you for certain.
Okay. Here's behind the scenes. Johnny had already told me what he picked, but I had forgotten. So I Googled, I was looking at Jurassic Park Trespasser remake, and I guess like all the video I saw for it, like the arms are moving around all crazy and stuff. And I think so in that game, you have control of your arms in that game for whatever reason. So like when you're trying to like shoot dinosaurs, your arm is just going around all crazy. And so I was like, oh God, I got to write something. Oh, crazy arm dad. And then I was like, wait, that's Octodad. Oh, he said he was going to do Octodad. Okay.
Crazy Arm Dad was the working title of the game. And then they realized, oh man, we're never going to get these arms right. There's more arms than we even need in this game. Oh wait, we'll make him an octopus, and we'll make playing this game a fucking chore. That's what we'll do. It'll be great.
I did this in 2-player. No, I think I did this in 4-player mode with David Weiland at the Nerd Out, and in that mode, everybody gets an individual limb, and as you complete each task in the level, it gets randomized who's controlling which limb next.
Octopuses are smarter than that, though. I mean, jeez.
I kind of wish that was like the backstory of the game. Is just all right. We're gonna make like a fun little life sim where you control a dad and you're trying to like do good for your family, and then all the programmers come together. It's like, wait, we programmed 8 different limbs. Fuck it, he's an octopus.
Yeah,
all right,
Billy, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why'd you do 8? I don't know, sir.
Do you think Octodad is a prequel to Splatoon?
Yes.
It might be. I didn't realize.
As long as there are no follow-up questions. Yes.
When I was looking this up, I didn't realize Octodad Deadliest Catch is actually a sequel. There's a game called Octodad released before this as a freeware game.
Oh.
And then the guys from that then went and commercialized it and released Octodad Deadliest Catch. And it's just so ridiculous. Like the game opens with you getting married, and you're an octopus marrying a human woman and adopting her kids, and they have no idea you're an octopus.
That was always the question I had. Was like, I know that there's a family in the game, and like, did they not know you're an octopus, or is it like the Coneheads? Like you got to keep up appearances and like. Your neighbors can't know you're an octopus.
It's the first one. They do not know that you're an octopus.
It's like Chicken Boo.
I was about to say, so this is Chicken Boo the game, but you're an octopus.
I like that. But there are a number of questions I have with regards to like this marriage and the consummation of said marriage that we're not going to get into on this show.
What's the deal?
Because, I would think that there would be a dead giveaway on the wedding night when the octopus man takes off his tuxedo, revealing to his wife that he's an octopus.
Oh, you're much too tired on your wedding night.
I feel like it's game over. Especially if like the Octodad takes like some of that Chinese Viagra and all 8 of his limbs get all stiff. He just turns into a wagon wheel and just really gives it to his wife. I think that she would realize pretty quickly he's an octopus.
Well, maybe they want to spice things up on their wedding night, so she wears a blindfold.
Yeah, that's true.
No one's
maybe
he's a kink shame on Game That Tune.
Right. Maybe he's a cuckold, and he just never ever fucks his wife.
He likes to watch.
There's a number of questions about Octocuck. It's a very
episode
mysterious theory. Octocuck Traveler.
I definitely remember seeing this game like as it was coming out. Because I don't know if it was like the original version or if it was the Deadliest Catch. It was one of like the first big games on Steam. And I remember hearing about this and looking at it like, yeah, this definitely seems like what indie game is. Like, oh, I want to play a fun little game. Like, what do you play on PC? It's an indie game where you're an octopus pretending to be a guy. All right, that sounds about right. Sure.
Yeah, exactly. I've gone to school and I've played games my whole life, and now I want to make video games for a living. Okay, what's your game? It's a game where you play as an octopus wearing a suit and trying to keep from everybody the fact that he's an octopus. I'm sorry, I thought you said you wanted to make a living making games. Like first you need a concept of a game that people want to play. So let's go back to the drawing board on that one. But anyway, not here shit on the Octodad.
I'm people that want to play this kind of game.
How much did you pay for it, John?
I just played it with David, so $0.
Exactly. There's your answer. I bet you David got in a fucking Humble Bundle for like 29 cents. I'm glad that people got to make this game, and they probably still make games. But come on, you gotta do something.
It seems like one of those games, like oh god, what is it? Is it Untitled Goose Game where you just play as a goose and fuck with a farmer? Like this seems like an indie game. Like it's just I don't know what exactly is going on, but it seems fun.
I actually do want to play Untitled Goose Game. That game seems fun.
Does look fucking fun as hell.
I want to go back to something David mentioned this being the first big Steam game, and I feel like that's very, very wrong because I'm 99% sure that Half-Life 2 was like debuted on Steam.
Well, I
don't know,
I remember something about this game, like it had some connection to Steam.
So when the PS4 was just coming out, like actually before it came out, I remember seeing one in the wild at a Sony store, and the game that was running on it was this game, and I had never heard of it before then, and I played it at this Sony store and was like, this game is beautiful and ridiculous. The PlayStation 4 is going to be amazing.
I just, that also seems like a terrible idea. Like, let's set up a demo station in Target. Okay, what's your hot new system seller? Oh, it's Octodad. All right. Surely that will show people what you can accomplish with the system and why you want to play it.
Yes.
Right.
Worked.
Yeah.
I do want to just explain. Go ahead.
I had a follow-up. Johnny, how many PlayStation 4s do you own?
10.
Oh, okay. Well, it works on John then. He's very bad with his money. He's very swayed by Octopus games.
I did just fact check myself. It was not the first Steam game. It was, however, one of the first titles to be given the Steam green light. So that's what it was.
The old Steam light. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a fucking enigma of a game, man. It's really, really something.
I do believe one of the plot
points... It was requested several times this week. That's the thing. I think if you say dad games these days, it triggers Octodad in a video game player's mind. So I guess it is. It's something to someone. I just I'm not sure who.
I think you should get it. I think if I remember this right, I think one of the plot points of the game, like one of the reasons you don't want to get caught, in addition to revealing that you're an octopus to your family, there's a chef that suspects you're an octopus and he wants to cook you and eat you.
Nice.
Okay, more and more I want to play this game.
Yeah, really, you're just upselling this the whole 9 yards, dude.
Yep. No, I got too many games to play a game where you literally play as a dad. I also have real dad, fatherhood as a responsibility. So I'm going to play my games as an escape, and not as I guess there is some escapism in playing as a covert octopus, but it's the dad elements of it that
I Metal Gear enemy.
Covert octopus.
That's the the crossover we need is fucking Octodad back in Metal Gear Solid, dead at the very beginning of the game. That's the way I like my Octodads, unceremoniously dead.
Could you imagine trying to sneak up behind someone to Fulton them as Octodad?
Okay, actually, now you're kind of selling me on this. Like, Metal Gear Solid 5, but all the enemy soldiers are Octodads is my kind of game.
I'm going to start a list of just all of the Metal Gear bosses that we've created, because we've got Cyborg Dolphin, we've got Covert Octopus. Like, we should direct the next Metal Gear game.
Yeah, we do better than Metal Gear Survive. So let's get that Patreon going, people. Patreon.com/GameThatTune if you want us to make new Metal Gear content starring Octodad. Johnny, anything else on Octodad? Dadliest Catch, the most dad game of all time.
I think I'm in the running for the most dad game of tonight's episode. I'm excited to see how this goes.
Easily. The rest of these games, I think, just have incidental dads. Yours might be the only one about actual fatherhood and sneaky octopusness. So, nice job, man. And I say we keep going.
Game 3.
So, in response to criticisms of the first game regarding its very small text, this game features much larger, more readable text. Mm-hmm. How we all feeling about that?
Okay.
I'm feeling pretty damn good.
Good. So, let's see. For the record, this is one of our fan requests for the evening. This one comes to us from Brandon Pond on Twitter at Foxtrot_BP. Thank you very much, Brandon, for the request. And what are you guys thinking on this one? I don't know what John did, but Jesse says BioShock 2, which is sadly incorrect. And David says Dead Rising 2, which is correct.
I completely forgot about Chuck Green when I was thinking of like video game dads.
My man Chuck Green, that's one of those dudes.
Dead Rising
I'm a
did have
fan.
terrible text.
Yeah, and Dead Rising, for the record, had the worst text, especially in the early Xbox days when I didn't yet own an HD TV. I couldn't read a fucking thing that was going on in the original Dead Rising on my little CRT TV. So fuck the original Dead Rising. Dead Rising 2, however, is pretty darn fun. You guys put any time on this one?
Technically, no.
Right.
I was burned by the first one.
Oh, really? Man,
Yeah.
see, I always wanted to play the first one more, but I was burned by my fucking small tube TV. And then this one came out, and it was, I was a little older, and I had my own TV. It was a nice big flat screen, and, it was time to play some Dead Rising 2. And, man, I'm glad I played this one, because it's a lot of fun. It's not quite as, I don't know, I don't want to say, like, the first one had some, like, organic, just makes sense story, but since the first one was just, like, a retelling of fucking, Dawn of the Dead, you're at a shopping mall and there's zombies. That makes sense to me. This one, it was a little crazier. It's like, oh, you're in a casino that's also a huge shopping mall and there's zombies. Like, yeah, sure, fuck it, why not? But the main thing that was great about this one was the combination weapons. You could find weapons and find combo cards and combine weapons together to make better weapons. And that is all I wanted to do in this game. Yeah, you play as Chuck Green. He's a dad. His little daughter, Katie's been bitten by a zombie, and you need to get back to the hideout to give her Zombrex every however many hours to keep her from turning into a zombie. Fuck that. I want to go out. I want to find some duct tape. I want to find some boxing gloves and some knives and duct tape some knives to some boxing gloves and just start swimming through zombies. That's the fun of this game. I'm trying to remember the other combo weapons. I remember some of them were just so stupid. You could get like a bucket and a drill and make a drill bucket, which you could slam down on a zombie's head and it drills into their head and destroys it. Like, okay, sure, that sounds good.
I remember you could get like a car battery and a sledgehammer and make like basically Mjolnir, like a lightning hammer that you would swing around.
Yes, you could. And I'm trying to remember what it was. I know there was something you could combine with a lawnmower to basically just put a lawnmower around your neck and like run through the zombies. And then you could definitely get like a motorcycle and chainsaws and just start driving all over this fucking casino. The game was nutty and good for it. It was just, it gets down to that thrill and that ultimate like primal gamer pleasure of just annihilating as much shit as possible. Like just, the simple pleasure of just, decapitating a crowd full of zombies. The story, irrelevant. The multiplayer modes, irrelevant. The sea of zombies waiting to be destroyed in new and creative ways. That's what's up.
I like how a lot of these weapons. I like how you make a lot of these weapons by basically taking a trip to Home Depot.
Oh yeah, and for some reason, all these Home Depot items are available at this casino. Like, sure, why not? Like, is there a good reason why there's a shotgun and a pitchfork, and you can duct tape the pitchfork to the shotgun? I mean, yeah,
had some renovations going on,
Exactly. And
with a shotgun,
hay baling and a shotgun nearby.
Listen, David, I don't know how you demolish an old room at a casino, but I do it with a shotgun.
I mean, the mafia is probably involved with the casino, and you got to have one guy with a shotgun to whack other guys,
I'm not going to talk about the real answer of like the military being there because these are much more fun answers. But yeah, you can take the military's weapons and use them. I remember one of them is definitely you get an electric wheelchair and strap 2 machine guns to it and basically just drive through the zombies, mowing them down with machine guns. So, they, it's not the most creative things, but some of these things are pretty great in their like stupid simplicity.
I love how they're not practical at all.
No, and realistically, they don't really dismember the zombies. I mean, like, there's one that was like you'd shove a bunch of Roman candles in the mouth of like a dinosaur mask and then jam that onto a zombie's head, and in its confusion, it blows up other zombies. Like, okay, crazy video game logic, you do your thing. Works for me.
I've done that.
Yeah, haven't we all? It's called being a teenager in St. Augustine, baby. We always jammed a bunch of Roman candles in our mouths and fucking tried to shoot each other with them. It was really something. But yeah, go for it.
So say I never played Dead Rising 2. I did, however, play Dead Rising 2 Off the Record, which was like a re-release that replaced Chuck Green with Frank West.
Right.
And it was like a retelling of the story if Frank was there. And there were 2 things that I loved about that game. Number 1, the first boss that you fight, because all the bosses are like, I forget what they're called. They're called like psychopaths. And they're basically humans who have cracked under the zombie apocalypse. So the first boss that you fight is actually Chuck Green. Like after he lost his daughter, so it's him gone mad. So I thought it was cool that you have to like fight the main character of the earlier version. And the other thing that I liked is it had a sandbox mode. So all of that like time stuff, fuck that. Just here's a bunch of zombies, go.
that's what always bugged me about the game. It's like, okay, I kind of want to complete the case files and I kind of want to see the true ending, but you really do just need an optional mode where I can forego that and just fuck around in the giant casino with all the crazy shit going on. Like the 72-hour time constraint was a frustrating mechanic in in as far back as Majora's Mask. So yeah, having it in Dead Rising 2 is really off-putting. So yeah, I don't know where the series has gone from here. If they have just like a sandbox mode and everything now, but they need it because the game's fun and just that's Sea of Zombies and just exploring every little nook and cranny of this weird place, finding the weird things to combine, all that stuff, man. It's that's the fun of the game. The story's okay. I'm not really down on the story. It's just come on, killing zombies with fucking bizarre weapons. That's really where it's at. Shirking your fatherhood responsibilities and going to drive a chainsaw laden motorcycle through a sea of zombies. That's really what it's all about. As a new dad myself, it's what I want to be doing right now. Like, that baby's cute. He's not going to be talking for a while. I'm going to go strap up some chainsaws onto my motorcycle and just cause some havoc. There's no zombies here in Tallahassee, though, so I'm not sure what crowd of people I'd be driving through. Anyway, I got some kinks to work out of the plan. In the meantime,
it's a solid start, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good foundation. It's inspired me creatively to just to want to get out there and do some things. So thank you again, Brandon, for the request. And fantastic game, fantastic music. And I think, man, if there's nothing else, fellas, I think we just got to keep it going.
Game 4.
All right. So, it was kind of tricky to find trivia for this game, but this story-rich indie game was once featured on Comedy Central's At Midnight with Chris Hardwick. All right. What you guys thinking? You got some answers?
Can you give me that
Have a
trivia
guess.
one more time?
It was featured on the show, the Comedy Central show, At Midnight with Chris Hardwick.
Okay.
Never watched
All
a
right.
single minute of that show.
Yeah, neither have I.
Let's see. We got Johnny with the 777. Oh, geez. Hide Your Manhood? Is that the game? David, that's incorrect. And Shower with Your Dad Simulator. That is correct, John. The full title is actually Shower with Your Dad Simulator 2015. Do you still shower with your dad?
Okay.
Have any of you guys played this game before?
No.
And have any of you ever showered with your dad?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I told the viewers that we weren't going to like unrepress or deal with anything in this episode. So going with no at the moment, but something's bound to come up. Oh God, no. Why is this a thing?
Well, I haven't played it, but I watched a bunch of videos of it, and it looks actually pretty fun and really hard and crazy. And so basically, you pick your family. You get to pick who you are as a small child, and you pick your dad. And so you're in like a big locker room. It looks like with a bunch of other dads showering. And so I guess you've been, you got to shower too, and you don't want to shower with someone else's dad. That would be weird. So you got to run over to your dad and shower with your dad. And so it's kind of like a arcade game because it moves kind of fast paced, and like the levels get harder. The more dads are there. Sometimes the water, like it's so thick you can't see the dads for a second, so you got to kind of remember where the dads were, and if your dad was over there or something. Sometimes the floor is slippery, and you don't want to slip while you're trying to get to your dad. Also, you can see every dad's penis and the kid's penis if you're into that.
That was going to be my question. Just how weird and gross does this game get? I was kind of hoping that it was, I don't know, more playful and not. Well, no,
it's totally playful because it's 8-bit. So like the penis is just like a rectangle. So like there's
no swinging dicks in the game.
No. It's like if you played this, even if you were questionable about your own sexuality or whatever, you wouldn't get too like weirded out about this game. You'd probably be like, oh, that's funny, So
right.
Yeah, I know some people that get weird about those things. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I don't know if showering with your dad has anything to do with sexuality. I think it's more just, well, that's weird and off-putting. Maybe if they just covered up those penises, it wouldn't be so weird and off-putting. It would just be a really, really fucking weird game.
Well, why would you shower with your penis covered? You want to wash your penis, don't you?
That's part of the challenge of like the middle school shower was showering while still fully clothed. Not revealing yourself.
Teach your kid how to shower, Gotta teach your kid to wash his junk,
See, quite frankly, I don't find showering with your dad problematic. I find showering with other men who aren't your dad the part that makes it seem problematic.
Well, that's why you go to your dad. That's why you get points for going to your dad. If you go to another dad, you do not get points. That's bad. You get game over. It's awkward.
No, I get it. I'm just saying. I'm trying to identify the problematic element here, and I'm not sure. I don't know.
Sometimes there's bonus rounds where, like, you hop into a bathtub and you fly around, and you have to collect multiples of your own dad, but you have to shoot the other dads in their bathtubs, and it's like a shoot 'em up. Then there's some where you're like under this like matrix, and it looks like a calculator game, and you have to collect your dads that way too. And so there's all these like weird like non-showering moments in the game too. So it's a very weird indie game. Like it's right along the lines of Octodad.
Yeah, but I thought the whole point of Octodad. I thought we established the whole point of Octodad was not revealing your penis. Hiding your true body from your family and your wife. This one seems to go the other way. Like it's just it's there for everybody to see, and you have to play a game around it. It's I don't know.
I don't think the focus of the game is the penis.
No, I don't think it is either.
Because it would be a lot weirder if it was shower with your dad's penis simulator. Now that would be a lot weirder.
See, I think what if it was just like beach shower with your dad, where everybody's wearing a pair of swim trunks? Then you got no problem.
Well, then it's not as awkward.
Well, it doesn't need to be awkward. It's a shower with dad simulator.
Why don't you play Star Fox, where he just builds a sandcastle?
I don't think that's the same at all.
Yeah,
exactly. But he's at the beach. But if you have Star Fox showering with a bunch of other different Star Fox dads, what if he walks up and fucking, Andros' shower? He's going to get killed.
Listen,
Jesse. Andros doesn't even have a body.
Listen, Jesse.
Exactly.
Jesse, 1, stay out of my journal.
Oh, sorry.
2, end of list.
2.
Yeah.
Hey, 5.
Yeah, my goodness. This game was also amongst our requests, and I was like, oh god, I hope nobody picks that one. I don't know what that is. It can't possibly have music. I was surprised to find it here with music. So
and it's decent music too.
Yeah, no, the music was good. That's the ultimate surprise of Shower with Your Dad Simulator.
Check out some gameplay. I'm sure you'll be surprised. You probably won't buy it, even though it's 99 cents. But still,
it's only 99 cents.
Yeah,
I'd be happier with the $1.
I am buying this tonight.
Oh my god, you can stream it.
Yeah, check out John's next live stream. That are these thoroughly made his way through Sonic Mania Plus. It's time for Shower with Your Dad Simulator, continuation of Johnny's ever-expanding wheelhouse. Anyway, Jesse, anything else on whatever this game is?
No, I think that wraps it up. Nice.
Yeah, I think it's pretty well covered. So let's keep going.
Game 5.
All right. So, this is the first entry in this series to feature 4 playable characters.
you read that trivia one more time?
This is the first entry in this series to feature 4 playable characters.
All right.
Oh, damn
David
it.
says Mega Man X8. He's wrong. Johnny and Jesse both say Final Fight 3. They are correct. That's what's up. Final Fight 3. Everybody forgets that first and foremost, Hagar is a concerned father. Because, it's kind of lost from his character's whole backstory thing. I guess everybody, I always think of Hagar first and foremost as the ass-kicking mayor who, despises gang violence and decides to clean up the streets. But, you really think back to that first game. He's a concerned father whose daughter just got kidnapped. So, the gang violence really is secondary. He's just mowing his way through motherfuckers en route to saving his daughter. So, he's a good dad. And then the daughter and Cody promptly exit the series, never to be seen again. And Hagar gets a little bored and doesn't have as much to do. So he starts being much more proactive in his fight against gang violence, whether it's in his city or not. It's not in his city in the second one. And then by the third one, he's gone fully insane. He's grown a weird-ass ponytail. He's wearing a fucking bizarre knee pad outfit.
Oh, yeah, this is...
Mm-hmm. The one with Hagar with a ponytail.
And the biker shorts, but he still has the shoulder strap.
Yes. He's got a shoulder strap holding up his compression shorts. He's got really fucking bizarre knee pads and a ponytail. And, he's got a new crew of guys. Guy is not new, so Guy returns. But then he's also got Lucia, who is a rather, normal blonde woman who is a member of the Metro City Special Victims Unit or some shit. And Dean, a mysterious and bland man who bears a passing resemblance to Charlie and Guile from Street Fighter, but is not Charlie or Guile from Street Fighter, which would have been a very cool inclusion in this game. Instead, you get Dean, stoic Dean. Does anybody know who Dean is and what his story for the game is?
No.
No, it's not important. He's a blonde guy who kicks ass, and he's not Cody. He's Dean. Also, his family might have been killed by a gang. So there's that. Really, I think Final Fight 3, the whole crux of this game is Capcom recognized that Streets of Rage was way better than the Final Fight games, and they decided to do some different things. It's like, okay, well, Streets of Rage is awesome. It's got killer tunes and more extreme character designs. How can we make the things more extreme, but using the assets that we already have? Okay, how about this? Hagar with a ponytail. How about this? Cody, but he's got an extra spike of hair and a headband. We'll call him Dean. How about we use Guy again? It's just Guy. Everybody likes Guy. Let's make him Guy again. And then, I don't know, a blonde woman. Sure, whatever. Just make it Cody and add a set of tits. And everything's fine. Final Fight 3. Here we go, fellas. Final boss. Rolento was the final boss of Final Fight 2. What if we use Rolento, but we put him in black pants? I don't know. What's his name? Black. That's the ticket. Yeah. The final boss of this game does bear also a passing resemblance to Rolento, and he is not Rolento. He is black. And his name is Black. Named, obviously, for the color of his pants and boots. And does anybody know the way that all Final Fight games end?
Mirror match against yourself?
No. See, the first two end with you fighting the ultimate bad guy and knocking them out of a window and then plummeting to their death. So Final Fight 3 decided to remix that a little bit. And man, what a twist. You're fighting him on the ground. So where are you going to knock, old Black out of to fall into his death? Oh, you back him up to an electrical grid and you knock him into a power station and he electrocutes himself to death. Classic Final Fight twist. But seriously, it's literally the same Final Fight as the other Final Fight games. You gotta fight him until he starts retreating to the right side of the stage to be cinematically knocked into or out of something. Like it's pretty cool.
Classic Lethal Weapon 5.
Yes, bingo. And yeah, this game, it's got super meters, and at some point there's like branching paths. You can fight, you can skip boss fights depending on whether or not, like I was reading about it, said, depending on whether or not the player gets on the bus in level 3, this boss fight is skipped. I'm like, you just take a bus to a new level? Like,
that's great.
Don't you still need to go into the wrestling ring and fight the guy with the giant katana? Nah, man, I'm just going to take the bus to the next level. That's a really, really smart move, conserving your energy. Hagar's not just fighting hard; he's fighting smart.
Oh, fight smarter, not harder.
I'm gonna just fuck you up. Wait, no, I just checked the bus schedule. Damn.
If you want to fight on the bus, we can do that. But I'm getting on this bus.
Are you fighting this boss? I accidentally got on the express line, so no.
Yeah, looks like we're skipping that stop. We're going straight to the final fight. Yeah, I've noticed that I'm saying the words "final fight" a lot in a discussion of Final Fight. That's not intentional. But yeah, this game adds a super meter, so everybody gets a super combo like in Super Street Fighter. And I'm looking at like the characters and stuff, and I'm like, I like that some of the Final Fight characters have made their way into Street Fighter and other Capcom crossover things. But like, I almost feel like this should have been like their chance to cross Street Fighter characters into the Final Fight games. Like, people compare Lucia, the bland Special Victims Unit cop in this one, to fucking Chun-Li. Apparently Lucia's super combo involves a bunch of kicks. And I'm like, it would have been pretty cool if Hagar had to go on a mission to fight, gang violence. And he's like, let me pick up the phone and call an old friend. Chun-Li, it's Mike. I need you to come by. We're going to go fuck some guys up. And, she'd jump up and down and do the peace sign, and then they'd go fuck some guys up. It'd be fantastic. Same thing with
true. Chun-Li is an Interpol agent. Like, there's no reason she shouldn't be fucking up gangs with Mike Hagar.
Yes, exactly. And same thing, quite frankly, with Charlie or Guile. They would both fit in these games. Like, I mean, they're more military, but like, they know right from wrong. They know when they need to take take things into their own hands and walk out into the streets and just start fucking up Andre the Giant lookalikes. They do what they got to do.
Isn't
trying to think of the other characters.
British Special Forces?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, Cammy would fit right in. If she would just put on some damn clothes. Hagar is a very conservative man. He doesn't want to see that. Trying to think of the
he's
other.
Walking around with no shirt, but very sensible slacks. That's true.
Very. No, see, and that's the thing. This one, he's a little less conservative. He's got those very sensible bike shorts. So, who knows?
It's Casual Friday. Casual Final Fight.
Yeah. Final Fight 3 takes place right before Hagar was going to go to the gym. Like, God damn it, fine. I'll do it. Whatever.
I grew my ponytail specifically for this bike race, and now I got to fuck up this gang.
Yeah, you're telling me a new gang is in town? Son of a bitch. I sure wish Cody would just come back from that long vacation he went on after the first game. I could really use a hand in this. This isn't even really the responsibilities of the mayor.
Actually, you know what doesn't even... Okay, I'm about to use the phrase doesn't make sense and Street Fighter canon, so bear with me.
Yeah.
But you know what doesn't even make sense? In like the Street Fighter lore, Cody gets sent to prison because he basically becomes like a vigilante and just beats the shit out of everyone.
Right.
So why is he not in every Final Fight game?
Yeah,
he should be a recurring character.
I was surprised to find my memory was askew. I thought it was always like Hagar and Cody and some other guy, and not Guy, some other guy. And then it turns out Hagar's the only constant in this series. Like, Hagar's the guy, and Cody literally just like goes away after the first one and gets replaced by other blonde men. Like, maybe it was a case of mistaken identity. Maybe all these other guys fucked everybody up too bad. Then Cody's coming back from his vacation with Hagar's daughter, stepping off the plane, and fucking some police officer comes up. It's like, all right, Cody, you've been fucking up a lot of people. He's like, what are you talking about? I just got back from fucking Barbados. We're going to go home and take a nap. It's like, no, you're going to goddamn prison. A blonde man in a white t-shirt has been fucking everybody up in this town. Killed 2 gang leaders. And, It's there's nobody else it could be. Who's ever heard of Dean? It's not Dean. There's nobody here by that name. It's you, Cody. You're going to prison. That's
always
surely
you.
what. Yeah. Oh man, it would have been great though if actually Dean was like just Cody with like a little mustache, and then it was all just a setup to get Cody put in prison. They really need to explore these things, or Cody with an eye patch on, and that's it's like it looks just like you, man. It's a dead ringer. It's like I have both my eyes. You can't send me to prison. So. That's the Capcom crossover that needs to happen. Cody on his way to prison, standing trial. He hires attorney Phoenix Wright to keep him from going to prison. And inevitably, Phoenix Wright fails and Cody goes to prison anyway. But it's still a really fun game and a great crossover. Capcom crossovers, we've discussed this. They need to continue happening. Like, don't put Phoenix Wright in the fighting game. Put Cody in the courtroom game.
See, now all I really want is for Capcom to release Final Fight 4. That's like a new HD game with a playable roster of Hagar, Cody, Chun-Li, Cammy, and Phoenix Wright.
That would be pretty good. Like, if you get like a fucking game over, you're sent to jail and you're talking your way out of it, discussing bail bonds with Phoenix Wright. Like, I'm into it. It sounds like a pretty good game. But anyway, Final Fight 3, it's fun. I definitely didn't play it back when it originally came out. I downloaded it for the Wii U Virtual Console, and it's totally worth paying $6 and fucking like hammering through this game with a friend or two, just trading off controllers. It's that kind of game. And it's really something. And Hagar, I think he's kind of top shelf of video game dads. Like, he's just a dad that wanted to do the right thing. Like, gang kidnaps his daughter. He's gonna go out and he's gonna fuck those guys up personally. So I think the best video game dads are the ones that seek vigilante justice for their daughter's kidnapping. So Hagar's right up there, man. And best lariat too. Unless Zangief secretly has a kid somewhere, which that's possible. But anyway, are we moving on to the calculating computer, or are we doing more games? What are you guys thinking? Best request. All right, so this bonus fan request game comes to us via Twitter from frequent requester Justin at the Sigma Omega on Twitter, and thank you again for this request. A cutscene in the arcade version of this game depicts the game's villain escaping to his hideout in a yellow helicopter while the player character pursues him by floating on an umbrella.
Man, that last song's nice.
Let's see those answers, gentlemen. Hide them.
Oh.
David, you have to write down an answer by the end of the last song. Oh, look, everybody says Donkey Kong Jr. They're all correct.
Our hat trick jingle's longer than all those songs put together.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, man, Donkey Kong Jr. What a game. The classic father rescue story. Donkey Kong imprisoned after the first Donkey Kong game, hauled away by the evil and nefarious Mario, and must be rescued by his son, who clearly just woke up and could not put on anything else besides a wife beater, and just had to go and save his dad without any other clothes on. What a classic.
See, I remember when we were talking about video game dads, and somebody mentioned Donkey Kong. It's like, is he a dad? I thought Diddy Kong was supposed to be like his nephew or just his friend. Somehow I completely forgot about Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. They were whenever they were making Donkey Kong Country, they were gonna make Diddy Kong a redesigned version of Donkey Kong Jr. And I guess like Miyamoto or somebody was like, no. You can't make him a chimp. Make a new character or make it Donkey Kong Jr. One or the other. You can't have it both ways. And so Rare decided to make Diddy a new character, which is fine, but it meant Donkey Kong Jr. kind of went away after that.
Which is sad. I like
Donkey
DK
Kong
Jr.
Yeah, he was in the first Mario. He was in Super Mario Kart. And he was in Donkey Kong Jr. And that's the stuff I know him from.
He's in Mario Tennis, either on it must be Mario Tennis on the N64. I know he's in one of the Mario Tennis games. I think it's the N64 one.
Actually, yeah, I think you're right. He's unlockable in that. I think he's probably in like Game & Watch Gallery games and shit like that. But yeah, Donkey Kong Jr. just kind of goes away in favor of the other extended Kong family, and quite frankly, that's fucked up, man. Donkey Kong shirking his fatherly responsibilities to go and pal around with all these other apes. That's a little messed up. Just leaving him at home with and who is the Mrs. Kong in this equation? Where is the put upon wife that Donkey Kong has left his son at home with? I don't know. It's unanswered questions in the Donkey Kong series. But Donkey Kong Jr., man, it raises so many questions. First and foremost, is Mario evil?
Yes.
In this game, he is. He has imprisoned the ape and is keeping him from his son. There's also a fun moment, the fun non-canon moment at the beginning of Donkey Kong Jr., where two Marios haul Donkey Kong away in a cage. I don't know when the last time you played the Donkey Kong Jr. arcade game is, but that raises a number of questions.
Double cherry
possibility, or evil doppelgangers. Did we notice any extra goatees on Mario's mustache in Donkey Kong Jr.? That's the question.
Or it could just be like, how Mario is constantly gaining an extra life. Maybe he got one when he wasn't quite dead, so suddenly there were two Marios.
Yes, the whole game was a glitch, a fever dream. That's also another possibility. Thank you, David. Yeah, Donkey Kong Jr., what a short and interesting game. That cutscene, man. The helicopter hauling Donkey Kong away in a cage while Donkey Kong Jr. floats by on an umbrella. Why is none of that made a recurrence? Where is Mario's helicopter? It's like the Thanos copter. Where is it? And why isn't it in more things? Also, how is that a Mary Poppins umbrella? Are the apes light enough that they can float with an umbrella? Why not a jetpack? Or why not catching a ride from Balloon Fighter? There are a number of questions that are raised by this 5-minute long arcade game.
I have a question because I wanted to take a look at the Mario Copter, so I pulled it up. The text of the cutscene says, "Keep going to Mario's hideout." I want to know what Mario's hideout is.
That's what I'm talking about. Mario's
Super Show.
We've seen Mario's house, but what is his hideout?
It's it might be the site of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. That would make all this make a lot of sense. This is Captain Lou Albano's Mario kidnapping that poor ape. It's not enough to humiliate him and knock him off the building and fucking subdue him. You now have to cage him up and keep him from his family, Mario. God, come now.
I think
clearly
this has to be the Lou Albano version because he's not in a cage to keep him away from DK Jr. He's in a cage to prep for a cage match.
Bingo. That must be it.
Mario Donkey Kong wrestling.
And Donkey Kong Jr. ruins the booking by rescuing the monkey.
I so wish that was a game.
That would be great. Mario Wrestling would be a pretty fantastic
game. It was supposed
game.
to be one. It was going to be a volleyball game first, and then they're like, hey, let's make it a wrestling game. And it looks awesome. You can see some of the concept art. And then they're like, no, we're not going to release it.
I did not know that, but I'm a little disappointed that isn't a thing, because like a professional wrestling Mario game would be pretty fantastic, especially if it just brought together like the entire Mario verse. But yeah, the ending of this game is pretty fantastic. You rescue Donkey Kong. He falls much like he does in Donkey Kong. He starts falling, but who's there to catch him? His little son. So Donkey Kong Jr. catches him. They start walking off screen. The moment of triumph. Mario, ever persistent, still chasing after them, trying to like cattle prod fucking Donkey Kong or something. And then he gets booted in the face and runs away. Like, Mario does not look good in this game, man. He looks like just like an animal abuser, and like he gets his comeuppance, quite frankly. He gets a giant gorilla foot to the face. Like, quite frankly, it's the logical continuation of the Donkey Kong story. Like, it's that ultimate twist. Like, was Mario the bad guy? Yeah. Donkey Kong wasn't doing anything bad. He was just hurling barrels and trying to make nice with Pauline. So Mario shows up and fucks his whole day up, and then continues doing so. He kidnaps him and keeps him away from his son. It's the untold Mario story, quite frankly. I'm glad Mario got to write the history books.
It's kind of like when Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin fought, and Bret Hart turned heel and Stone Cold turned face during that match. Yes. A double, turn.
Yeah, it just toys with your emotions, but it's really fucking epic. That's Donkey Kong Jr. So that makes Donkey Kong Jr. Stone Cold, and Mario Bret Hart. And Donkey Kong, who would he be in that equation? The guy who's just caught in the middle. Is he like Kevin Nash or some shit? Or like...
There wasn't really anyone caught in the middle. Let's see. Who was okay? Mario is the bad one in this situation. So he's the one. Yeah. Okay, in the first Donkey Kong, maybe he kidnapped, Pauline. We don't know. So maybe Mario was acting out of good faith. But he took things way too far with the whole imprisoning. It was like, so he's obviously the Bret Hart of the situation. And now Donkey Kong Jr., he's like, come on. I'm going to give you a bunch of stunners and
he's kind of dressed like Stone Cold, quite frankly. Stone Cold's got the vest. Donkey Kong Jr.'s got the tank top. They look similar. So, they need to make a Donkey Kong Jr. reskin where it's Stone Cold Steve Austin coming after... his giant Stone Cold father. I'd play the hell out of that.
Just as really Donkey Kong Jr. climbs up to the vines, you just hear Mario's voice. It was me, DK. It was me all along.
What's really great is that we've had like a 10-minute discussion of 45 seconds of music, and this is going to sound like shit when I have to do post-production on it, because it's just going to be all like, that's all the music that's in this game. So yeah. Fucking Justin Sigma Omega, you said I wouldn't do it, and I did it. Count on it. Donkey Kong Jr., the classic tale of the son rescuing the father. And Johnny, I think it is time to go to the calculating computer.
All right.
Calculating computer activated. Computers, beeps, boops.
Damn it, John.
Scoring complete. This game's winner is David Fleming.
What do you know? The only logical outcome of this one, the one with second most points and the first most bonus music, David Fleming. Oh. Fantastic victory tonight.
There's like, I didn't think I won. How did I win? Oh, I picked bonus music. That's how.
Yeah, that's a good way to seal yourself a victory. So, David, fantastic win. And what do you got for us for the theme for the next episode?
That is an excellent question. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, our next episode is going to be on August 1st.
Indeed.
So I think we should have ourselves a free play.
Yep.
Hold on, do I have
Usually
this?
there's a sound that plays when there's a free play declared.
A 9-minute long sound.
Yeah. But nope, that's not going to happen this time. I had to wipe out my entire computer, and I don't have any of my old sounds.
I got one. Hold on.
So,
Game that tune. Free play.
hell yeah, motherfucker.
All I'm thinking about right now is George Lucas slamming his dick in a microwave. Free play!
We've gone back to the old school free play, which is good. It's very good. Yeah, so it's August Absurdity, everybody, and the hype level is sufficiently non-existent. We really should talk things out before getting to the end of the show. Because I kind of said, like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago that we were going to do our Start August Absurdity with our all fan request free play. And I guess I'm the only one that remembered that. So, no, it'll be good. It'll be good. August Absurdity. Free play, starting us off.
We could still do an all fan request free play.
Yeah, still it's free play.
Cool. Let's do a nice clean take of that where you declare it a August Absurdity kickoff all fan request free play brought to you by Akuma saying how absurd. So, David, what's the theme for the next episode?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, our next episode is August the 1st. So I think we need to kick off August Absurdity with an all fan request free play brought to you by Akuma saying how absurd.
Game that.
No, I'm not doing the whole thing again.
Yeah, cool. We'll fix that one in post. Fuck yeah, David. It's August Absurdity time, and we had so many awesome fan requests for this week's show that we couldn't use them, and it almost tore the show in half, that it's time to do an all fan request free play, kicking off August Absurdity. So, free play next week. Get your requests in. Get them to us at Game That Tune on Twitter, GameThatTune@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at Game That Tune. YouTube.com/GameThatTune. Fucking request things in the 24/7 video game music live stream chat. I don't give a fuck. If you got a request, we're going to find it and we're going to play it. So get it over to us. Great game tonight, fellas. Thanks to everybody that's watching along with us live, listening in podcast form. We appreciate you however you get this content in your ears. And yeah, it's August Absurdity. So, we're just going to keep it short and sweet. Find us at patreon.com/GameThatTune. And, special thanks to our Patreon superfan tier producers, Alex Messenger, Lance Revere, Andrew Oliver. And it's time to go get ready for the absurdity, gentlemen. So, David, take us home. What's the bonus music tonight?
I pulled a song from Octodad, and it is the Berry Gordy mix.
You didn't, collude with Johnny on this at all, I bet. Peace out, everybody.
Who's that man with the flowers in his hand? Oh, who's that man? He's just my dad. He's just my dad. Octodad. Nobody suspects a
New Super Mario Brothers is copyright 2006 Nintendo of America Incorporated. Octodad Dadliest Catch is copyright 2010 Young Horses. Dead Rising 2 is copyright 2010 Capcom Company Limited. Shower with Your Dad Simulator is copyright 2015 Marbin X. Final Fight 3 is copyright 1995 Capcom Company Limited. Donkey Kong Jr. is copyright 1986 Nintendo of America Incorporated.